Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to CAA Travel Talks. My name is Karen Taff and I am from CAA North and East, part of the Product Development and Group Department. And today we have our very favorite partner, Royal Caribbean, we'll be sailing with tonight. Welcome, Eric St. Pierre.
Thank you so much, Karen. Thank you.
All right, so as everyone is joining, I'll just make a little note. There is a little Q&A box just at the bottom of your screen. Please feel free, drop in any questions throughout the presentation, and Eric will be sure to answer them all at the very end. Okay, we've got a good number that have joined, so we will get started. Thanks so much for joining us this evening.
Thank you so much.
Oh, all
Good
right,
evening,
Eric.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Eric St. Pierre with Royal Caribbean International. It's a pleasure for me to be here. And why don't we start, Karen, with maybe a few of the advantages of booking with CA
Abs
North and East?
Absolutely. So YCA, well, we've been in business since 1961, and we are actually a full service travel agency. So that means whether you're looking for a simple air only or an incredible Royal Caribbean cruise, our team are traveling, their experience. We had somebody just came back off the Star of the Seas. So they're going to be there with all those great insider tips to help you along the way. And that's whether you're looking in any of our stores in Ottawa, North Bay, Thunder Bay, and Sudbury. You can give us a call, go online, come on, visit us in the store, whatever works for you. We have a fantastic appointment tool that can save you some time and convenience for you. So as a CA member, of course, you're going to be getting exclusive benefits for just being a member. Royal Caribbean is one of those partners we call a CA vacation partner. So you get some extra perks and amenities just for being a member, and it's exclusive to us. You're not going to find it anywhere else. And some of the other perks with that program, there's a 24/7 customer care, best price guarantee. It's fantastic. Now, to get started, the very first thing you need to do is look at your passport. If it's expired, go on into the CA store to get your photos done. If you are a plus or a premier member, the photos are actually free. And if you are an everyday or a classic member, they're only $8.50. So all of our CA stores can look after that for you. If you're earning CA dollars with our reward partners, and there are many, you just go onto our website and hit rewards. You can see the many reward partners and you can get some CA dollars earning or instant saving. If you're earning CA dollars, you can apply them right to your Royal Caribbean trip that you'll be booking. And for me, the most important thing that I pack is still travel insurance. I need to make sure that I'm protected with emergency medical coverage and my investment is protected with cancellation, interruption, and baggage. And as a CA member, you'll be saving up to 20%, which is incredible. You could be saving 20% on accessories. And of course, Shell is a partner with us that we love, and you could be saving 3 cents a liter on the Shell fuel.
I'm a member personally, and I've been for 15 years, and I can tell you that I use that card all the time. The savings are absolutely amazing.
That's wonderful. I know people don't realize there's so many places you can save. Just go onto that rewards, whether you're moving or dining. It's a great membership for savings and of course incredible value with our travel partners. Okay, so Eric has been working with CA for many years. We absolutely love working with Eric and his team at Royal Caribbean, but not only our team, the travel agents that are booking, but our members absolutely love Royal Caribbean. They come back happy. We don't have any complaints, and you just keep getting bigger and better, and it's absolutely incredible all the new ships that are coming out. So thank you for joining us this evening, Eric.
Thank you so much for having me, Karen. It's a real privilege to be talking about Royal Caribbean tonight to the wonderful members that are here listening to us. And maybe I want to start with talking a little bit about who Royal Caribbean is and what role do we play in the travel industry. We've been creating vacations for close to 55 years. Actually, we're going to be celebrating our 55th next year. And there's no secret. I mean, our success really lies on these three very important pillars. We want to have amazing ships. We want to go to destinations, and some of those destinations are unique to us, but all of that would mean absolutely nothing if you didn't get the friendly, engaged service that we pride ourselves in delivering. So we're going to talk about the ships first, then we'll go into the destinations a little bit later. One of the things that a lot of people don't realize is that Royal Caribbean today is the single largest fleet in the world when it comes to cruise lines. We have 30 ships that span from the quaint and very intimate Vision class that can carry 2,000 guests, and because of her size, of course, go to some of the more remote islands or port, and all the way up to the beautiful, absolutely gorgeous Icon class that we have started launching in the beginning of the year 2024. So across all of these ships, one of the things that remains the same is not only the quality of the service, but also the quality and the number of inclusions and services that you're going to find on board the Royal Caribbean ships. We want to be your number one solution for vacations. I often tell people, don't think of Royal Caribbean as a cruise, because when I say the word cruise, often people will have this very narrow perception that a cruise is this and a cruise is that. Whereas with Royal Caribbean, a cruise can be so much more. We were the first cruise line to introduce rock climbing walls, zip lines on board our ships, aqua theaters, and so much. And this is really something that sets Royal Caribbean apart, the fact that our ships are actually destinations unto themselves. And of course, when I talk about ships that are destinations, I think that one of the best examples, the example that embodies this the most, is the Icon class that we started launching in January of 2024. We right now have three different Icon class ships that are on sale, but two are currently sailing. The Icon of the Seas sails from Miami, offering 7 night itineraries, Eastern and Western Caribbean alternating, which means that you can have a 7 or a 14 night vacation. The Star of the Seas is home ported in Port Canaveral, which is the port right by Orlando and close to the family-friendly theme parks of that area, of course. The Star of the Seas also offers 7 night itineraries alternating between Eastern Caribbean and Western Caribbean. And now, the Legend of the Seas. I am so excited about this ship, you wouldn't believe. Legend of the Seas is not only the third of the Icon class ships that we're going to be launching next summer. She's going to be coming out of the shipyard in the month of July of 2026. But also, it's the first time that we recycle a name. We've never done that. So, Legend of the Seas, for those of you who've sailed on the original Legend, you may remember her. Of course, she's a little bit bigger than her predecessor, but of course, she also comes with so much more. One of the ways that we make it really work well on board these beautiful ships is the fact that we have designed these ships to be a little bit like a floating small city, if you will, right? So a city is divided into neighborhoods, right? And that's how the whole thing works. Because I'll take as an example a park. Like a park in a city is not going to be visited by every of its inhabitant at the same time doing the same thing, right? People tend to disperse naturally across all neighborhoods, depending on the time of the day or the evening. One of my favorite neighborhoods is Thrill Island. On Thrill Island, you're going to have your mini golf, you're going to have your rock climbing wall, you're going to have your pickleball court, and of course, you're going to have the Category 6 water slide aqua park. Category 6 aqua park is actually an inclusion. And this is where also you find the Flowrider surf simulator that is also offered on an inclusive basis. So for all these activities, you do not need to pay an extra. And this is something that is really near and dear to Royal Caribbean's heart. We want to make sure that the vacation experience that we're going to be creating for you, you will not feel like you're nickel and dimed and like you have to get your CPAS card all the time to be taking part in all the activities that the ship has to offer. We really want your vacation to happen in a very seamless way. Surfside, this is the first time that we have a whole neighborhood dedicated only to families. Now, you've heard that Royal Caribbean is family friendly. We are what we call multi-generational, which means that we have areas on the ship that are for adults only. We have areas on the ship for teens. We have areas on the ship for tweens, would you believe it? But we also have now a full-on neighborhood only for families. And it comes fully equipped with this carousel, of course, that is included, and even its own cruise director. His name is Admiral Awesome, and kids absolutely love him. There's some storytelling activities at night, some cookies and milk, and all that stuff. Absolutely great, great, great neighborhood. Chill Island is the place you're going to go where when you want to chill, right? And one of the things that I really love about Chill Islands is that I think that this is one of the good examples on how Royal Caribbean does not want to be just a cruise line. Again, we want to be a vacation option for you. And what better way to show it than to tell you that these ships have 7 pools, right? So if you sail one week on Icon, Star, or Legend, you're going to be able to enjoy one different pool every single day. And some of those pools are pretty extraordinary. When you look, as an example, at the Aqua Edge, which is absolutely phenomenal, and so much more. The Hideaway, however, is one of my favorite pools on the ship. Why is it? Well, it's because it's an adult-only area, and it's a pool that is suspended 65 feet up in the air. You're right. You heard that right. It's an infinity pool at the back of the ship, completely adult only, and 65 feet in the air, which means that you have one of the best viewpoints of all the ship. Sweet Neighborhood is increasingly popular. People really want to spoil themselves. And I mean, think about it. I mean, life is short and you deserve to have some great time with your loved ones, or maybe just by yourself or with the whole family. And this is what the Sweet Neighborhood is going to deliver. You're going to have one restaurant outside, one private restaurant inside, a private bar, private lounge, concierge just for you, as well as your own pool, your jacuzzis, and your all own sun deck as well. The Sweet Neighborhood delivers the experience that you are looking for when you want to spoil yourself, but still be on a ship where you're going to have lots to do and you're going to have the choice. And this is what Royal Caribbean is all about. We're about choice. As an example, if you feel like taking a stroll in a park, well, believe it or not, on Icon of the Seas, as well as on the Oasis class ships. So this is not the only model of ships that has a central park. We actually have a total of 9 different ships that have this central park. And it's this beautiful area where you're going to go and take a walk, read you a book, maybe take a glass of champagne, listen to some jazz, and just have lots of really relaxing time on board this beautiful ship. But of course, when the night comes, this is where the ship actually comes to life. The Aquadome is one of the best places to witness that change. In the middle of the Aquadome, you have an aqua theater. What is an aqua theater? Well, it is a pool that can be covered to be a stage, but then when the stage pulls, it actually becomes a pool where you have synchronized swimmers, divers, comedians, acrobats, that have prepared 2 shows that will be presented several times during the week at no extra charge at all. You just go to these shows as many times as you please, and we're always going to be happy to have you in the Aquadome or in any of our show venues. And the Royal Promenade is the place that connects all of those dots together. From the Royal Promenade, you can go into the Aquadome, you can go into the Surfside, you can go into Chill Island, Thrill Island, or you can also go into the Absolute Zero. Absolute Zero is our ice skating rink. This is something that's a little bit crazy when you think about it. We have, let me count, 5, 8, 6, 14. Now we have close to 20 ships that have an ice skating rink on board, which means that every one of these ice skating rink has its team of ice skaters, of course, professional ice skaters, and they have prepared 2 shows that are all different depending on the ship where you go. And these shows are presented several times during the week, again, at no extra charge. And when I talk about the inclusions and when I talk about included and no extra charge and all of that, I think that an excellent way to show you the inclusions that you have, or at least part of the inclusions that you have, is to talk about the different complementary food venues that are at your disposal. Look at the list of complimentary versus the list of specialty, and you will notice that there are more complimentary dining venues and complimentary food options than the ones that you need to pay for. Now, of course, if you want to spoil yourself, you're going to have an amazing time either at Chubb's Grill, Giovanni's, Izumi, or any of our specialty dining restaurants. But at the same time, you can absolutely have a cruise on Royal Caribbean, never spend a penny more, and still have an amazing culinary experience on board our ships. Now, how much is all of that, right? That's the question that we all want to know. Well, I wanted to give you a couple of examples on the Icon of the Seas. The Icon of the Seas sails out of Miami. And if you're looking at an October 24th sailing, which is a 7 night Eastern Caribbean from Miami round trip, if you were to call Royal Caribbean today and ask for a price in Canadian dollars, all taxes included, per person for a double occupancy stateroom, you would be told that this would be worth $3,372. Whereas if you had the great idea of calling your favorite advisor from CA North and East Ontario, they could sell it to you, the exact same stateroom, the exact same cabin, for $2,331. How about that? And there are some perks that also come with it. But I'm keeping that dessert for the end because we'll talk about price during the presentation, but then at the end of the presentation, we'll really drive that nail into the offer in presenting to you the added value amenities that we have for you. September 12th, another example, 7 night Eastern Caribbean again. You can pay either $3,000 or you can pay $2,200 if you have the good idea of calling your CA North and East Ontario advisor. How about the Star of the Seas? The Star of the Seas, as you know, leaves out of Port Canaveral, which is really close to Orlando. So if you were planning a trip to Orlando, maybe that's a great add-on to think about. September 20th, which is a 7 night Western Caribbean from Port Canaveral, Infinite Central Park, which is a beautiful stateroom that gives you a beautiful view on the Central Park that we just talked about. If you call us directly, 2400. But if you call a CA North and East Ontario advisor, $1,900. How about that? There's huge differences. November 1st, would you rather pay 3,600, well, almost 3,700, or 2,300, right? And one last example, just one for the road, because Legend of the Seas. Remember, Legend of the Seas is not yet launched. She is in Turku, Finland, being built right now. We're in the finishing stage of the building. Of course, she's going to be launched in July. But look at that, a 13-night transatlantic that's going to be from Barcelona to Fort Lauderdale. Can you imagine a better transatlantic than on this beautiful ship that has so much to offer? As a matter of fact, a lot of our guests, when they come back from a 1 week cruise on either an Icon or an Oasis class ship, they always say, well, it was nice, but we really didn't have enough time to really enjoy the ship because there's just so much to discover. Well, this problem is now solved with that transatlantic. You can pay 4,100 if you call us directly, again, Canadian, for a balcony stateroom, or you can call CA North and East Ontario for 3,300. And finally, August 30th, we're going to be offering a round trip Mediterranean out of Barcelona that is actually sold out in balcony staterooms. All right, so do the test. Call Royal Caribbean and ask them to quote to you a balcony stateroom on the August 30th sailing of the Legend of the Seas, and they'll tell you, well, unfortunately, we don't have anything that has a balcony other than junior suites and all the suites above, which again is fantastic. But if you're looking for a balcony, well, CA North and East Ontario has some of the last balconies on the market right now for only $38.56. What does the future hold for Royal Caribbean? Well, we talked about the ships, right? So we're going to be launching ships. At 26, we're going to be launching the Legend of the Seas that we talked about. In 2027, we're going to be launching our fourth Icon class. And then in 2028, we're going to launch and an Icon class and an Oasis class. That's going to be absolutely phenomenal. This Oasis class is going to be our seventh Oasis class in the fleet. But we don't only build ships, we also create vacation destinations. And that's why I want to bring you into the world of our destination. So, what is the Royal World? Of course, Caribbean is in our name, so it stands to reason that, yeah, we're going to have 21 ships in the Caribbean, right? And it's normal because it's one of the most popular cruise destinations. But I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the other destinations because we have so many beautiful regions around the world, so many amazing ports from whence we sail as a cruise line, as a vacation option. And I wanted to present to you a few of them. Caribbean, again, it's in our name. This is something that we love featuring, that we love showing, and people absolutely love going to the Caribbean. A few examples on how you can save if you were to call CA North and East Ontario to book your Royal Caribbean adventure. November 7th on the Mariner of the Seas that sails out of New Orleans. You can either call Royal Caribbean for close to $1,400 or for $1,200, your CA North and East Ontario can book you on board. October 17th, now this time it would be an 8-night Southern Caribbean from Fort Lauderdale. And when we say Southern Caribbean, we talk about the Aruba and Curacao Islands as an example, right? So, and also Perfect Day Coco. Okay. So if you call Royal Caribbean directly, 2,500. If you call CA North and East Ontario, $1,600 only. Mexico, one of my favorite countries in the world. The food is amazing. The sights are beautiful. The beaches are unforgettable. And of course, the people are so welcoming. And we have so many of our ships that go to the eastern side of Mexico as well as on the western coast, the Pacific coast of Mexico. We have the Voyager of the Seas, offering an 8-night Riviera and Baja cruise from Los Angeles round trip in an ocean view balcony. If you call Royal Caribbean, it's 1,500, but if you call CA North and East Ontario at 1,250, they can book you onto that beautiful, beautiful voyage. December 4th, a 7-night on the Ovation of the Seas from Los Angeles, this time going to Catalina in Baja California. An ocean view balcony to E 1100 if you call us, but if you call CA North and East Ontario, 997. How long has it been since you've seen a cruise price that has only 3 digits, right? And especially with the quality of this product, this is an occasion that I would absolutely jump on. We have enough staterooms, don't worry about it. But of course, it's always subject to availability. Alaska. I've been 4 times to Alaska. Ask me if I want to go back tomorrow morning. Sign me up. I'm there. I mean, beautiful glaciers, the bays, the forests, the fauna. Absolutely everything works in that beautiful part of the world. June 6th in 2027. So I'm going to be talking about a couple of 27 sailings because yes, 26 we still have a little bit of space, but it's getting limited. So we need to start thinking ahead, right? Much ahead of time, especially for Alaska because it is just so popular. A 7-night inside passage from Vancouver round trip. You can either pay 2,400 or 2,200 with CA North and East. September 19, again in 2027, 7-night inside passage on the Serenade of the Seas, a balcony stateroom at 1,900 or at 1,800 with CA North and East Ontario. There is no way to see Europe in a more efficient, comfortable, and budget conscious way, even. I mean, just think of the price of the gas in Europe, the car rentals. I rented a car the last time I was in Europe. I almost regretted it. And if it's not a car rental, it's going to be the train, it's going to be a plethora of things, plus the hotels, plus, right? It adds up and it adds up really quick. Whereas on a cruise ship, we're your accommodation, we're your means of transportation, and we're going to bring you to some of the best cities that Europe has to offer. And remember, when Europe was, well, grew, right? Pass me the expression. Essentially, it grew or it was built close to bodies of water. So, what better way than on a cruise ship to discover Europe? Now, I have a couple suggestions for you. There's one that we're just about to release the staterooms on, so maybe I would look at this one in priority. The beautiful Odyssey of the Seas on April the 16th. She's going to be sailing an 8-night from Barcelona to Rome, and we're sailing it through CA North and East Ontario at 2681. But don't forget, if you call us directly, well, we're going to charge you more. And October 17th of 2027, so the year after, right? So it's never too early to start planning. Again, the Odyssey of the Seas, but this time a 7-night Mediterranean round trip from Barcelona. either 1948 with us directly or 1823 with CA North and East Ontario. Now, those are the most popular, the most visited destinations that Royal Caribbean carries and features, but it doesn't mean that those are the only destinations that we do. We also have beautiful cruises out of Canada and New England. We leave from Bayonne, from Baltimore, from Boston. We have amazing, gorgeous cruises around Australia, from Australia, that go to the South Pacific, that go to New Zealand. Those are absolutely phenomenal, as well as a few select cruises that will feature the Far East, including Singapore, Taiwan, and of course, one of the most popular destinations these days, Japan. But you remember at the beginning of the presentation what I told you, some of those destinations are unique, they're exclusive to us. Well, those are what we call the ultimate destinations. The ultimate destinations, because if you sailed on any other ship or if you had your vacation in any other vacation solution, you would never be able to visit these destinations other than if you were a guest of Royal Caribbean. And this is really one of the bigger differentiators of who we are and what we offer for your vacations. Maybe you heard of Coco K. We transformed it 5 years ago. We invested several hundreds of millions of dollars and we transformed it into what we call now a perfect day. Perfect day at Coco K. What does it mean? It means that there's a dock. You actually stop there. We open the doors and you can just walk off the ship into this beautiful island where you have your chills and you have your thrills. One of the things that I love about Perfect Day Coco K is the fact that it's an extension of the ship, which means that if there's something that's included on the ship, it means that it will be included on the island as well. So, as an example, if you had a beverage package or a Wi Fi package, well, you walk onto our island, which is an extension again of the ship, and those packages will be honored. They carry over, right? And you have such an amazing choice of beaches. We actually have five completely included beaches all around the island just for you. So no matter how many ships are at dock, actually there's a maximum of two ships that we stop there at any given time. And South Beach is one of my favorite beaches, by the way. There's always going to be plenty of space for you, regardless whether you want to have an active beach or you want to have something that's more relaxed. Something else that you need to know about Perfect Day Coco Cay and Royal Caribbean's ultimate destinations in general is that we are going to feed you and we're going to feed you well. Food is unlimited. We have some special fares depending on what part of the island you're going to go. We're going to have different offerings, whether it's tacos, rotisserie chicken, hamburgers, hot dogs, salads, fruits. We absolutely have it all, and it's all around the island. But now, if you want to spoil yourselves, we do have two beach clubs that come at an extra charge, but they will offer you a different experience. The luxury beach would be Coco Beach Club. Think filet mignon, lobster for lunch, right? That's the kind of atmosphere that you would have at Cocoa Beach Club. Or if you want to be between adults only, because again, remember, every time that you are on a Royal Caribbean vacation option, right? I don't want to say island or ship because yes, they are all vacation options. There's always going to be an adult only option. And Perfect Day Coco, okay, it's called Hideaway Beach. Absolutely phenomenal. And something that we started working on a few months ago, and I'm so proud to be presenting them to you today, are the beach clubs. Because, yes, there are some destinations that Royal Caribbean does not own per se. Like Perfect Day Coco Cay is easy because we, well, essentially bought an island in the Bahamas. And then when you come there, you're in our home, right? You are at a place where Royal Caribbean is the owner. But what happens when we go to some other destinations where we don't own the destination? I'll give you an example. We don't own Santorini. We don't own Cozumel. We don't own Nassau. We still want to give you an experience that's going to be true to the Royal Caribbean quality of the guest experience. And this is the solution that we found. We created a series of Royal Beach Clubs. They are absolutely optional. You buy them as you would buy an excursion. And as a matter of fact, the Royal Beach Club Paradise Island in Nassau is going to open in 6 days only. So in 6 days, it's going to be the official opening of this beautiful beach club that runs parallel to the port of Nassau, which means that you get off the ship, you get onto one of these beautiful little tenders. We're going to bring you to the beach club, and everything is going to be included, whether it be food, drinks, beach mats, towels, chairs, umbrellas, Wi-Fi. Absolutely everything is going to be included, and you're going to have the choice between a couple tickets. You can have the all-inclusive with alcohol or the all-inclusive without alcohol. So it's really going to be your choice of how you want to spend that day. And what I told you earlier, that we offer you amazing food, we always offer you amazing food that is relevant with the area where we are. So, as an example, at this beach club in Nassau, you're going to try some amazing pinwheel shrimp skewers, fire engine fritters, veggie burgers, or vanilla bun with guava sauce. Those are all amazing, typically Bahamian fares that we'll offer you. And they're included in the two kinds of day passes that we offer for you to enjoy that day at the beach. Now, this will maybe come as a little bit of a surprise, but yes, we also will have a beach club in Europe, in Santorini. Again, to come back to the explanation that I was giving earlier, we don't own the island of Santorini, but we own a little piece of that island, and it's a Royal Beach Club that we're going to be able to offer to you as an optional excursion where you're going to find the same level of quality of guest experience that you've come to expect from Royal Caribbean. And now this beach club, because of its location, you could actually have it as a combo feature, right? So you could be spending the morning in Ia and Fira and discovering the beautiful island of Santorini, and then the afternoon here at the beach club, or the opposite. Start the morning at the beach club and then finish your day in Ia or Fira. Oh, the sunset in Ia are absolutely memorable. If you choose an itinerary where you can actually see a sunset in Ia, you will not regret it. It's something that's going to be in your memories forever. And Cozumel is going to be the third one of these beach clubs. Cozumel will open a little bit later. Cozumel will open in 2027. But if you're looking at a cruise for 2027, yes, Cozumel Beach Club is going to be an option in your excursions that you could buy in conjunction with the cruise that you're going to be booking. But the crown jewel and that beautiful roster of ultimate destinations will become Perfect Day Mexico. Some of you may have heard of a port right now in the state of Quintana Roo, which is in Mexico on the East Coast in the Gulf of Mexico. And this port is called Costa Maya, right? What we did is that we went to Costa Maya and well, we bought Costa Maya is what we did essentially, right? So in buying the whole port, what we're going to do, or rather the plan that we have, and now we have all the authorizations, and we're going to start the building process very, very soon. Well, we need to start with the demolition process first, but we'll eventually get there, right? The plan is to have the largest perfect day private destination of our list of ultimate destinations. And you're going to have the tallest water slide in the Americas at Perfect Day Mexico. You're going to have the world's longest lazy river. But secret, there's going to be a crazy part of that lazy river, but don't worry, it's going to remain a choice. So if you want to go in the crazy side of the river, you can. But if you want to stay in the lazy side of the river, you absolutely can. And same concept as on Perfect Day Coco Cay. If you want to spoil yourself, there's going to be a luxury side that you can have for a fee, or an adult only side called El Hideaway that will be an option at Perfect Day Mexico. But it doesn't stop there, right? I have goosebumps just thinking about it. In 2027, we're also developing right now, and we're going to open it in 2027, our own private destination in the Southern Pacific. In the archipelago of Vanuatu, the island of Lelepa will be exclusive to Royal Caribbean. Just imagine this. You're sailing out of Sydney, out of Brisbane, or maybe on a longer repositioning cruise, and you're doing those beautiful stops at those South Pacific islands. And then on that day is going to be your day off. It's going to be the day where you can get off the ship, enjoy the Southern Pacific hospitality, the beautiful food that is offered. Just take the time to take a breather and feel like you are on vacation. Because at the end of the day, that's the feeling that we want you to have when you sail on Royal Caribbean. So that were the ultimate destinations that I was proud to present to you. Now, we're going to switch gears. We're going to talk about entertainment. And if there's something that Royal Caribbean does well, it is entertainment. Let me just explain it to you this way, all right? All of our ships have at least one main theater. A lot of our ships also have, in addition to that, an ice skating rink. And a few of our ships, actually a lot of them, also have an aqua theater, right? When you think of all of these show venues and all the comedians and acrobats and divers and swimmers and ice skaters and musicians that it takes to just produce these beautiful shows that, by the way, are absolutely included. You don't need to pay an extra for any of these shows. We just the entertainment division at Royal Caribbean, we're actually bigger than Cirque du Soleil. I know it sounds really surprising, but start thinking about it. Like the sheer number of people, comedians, acrobat, musicians that it takes. I'll give you an example, right? You're seeing at the bottom right of this slide here, The Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz is one of the productions that we have on the Icon of the Seas. When you watch The Wizard of Oz, you know that scene where Dorothy goes through a hurricane and, she's transported to the land of Oz? Well, what happens on the stage is that Dorothy is on her four-poster bed, and the bed actually starts flying and flies right on top of you and lands back on the stage. And the music that is presented during that show, as with all shows in Royal Caribbean world, it's live music. Just to produce The Wizard of Oz, we need a 28-piece orchestra, including a 12-piece string, right? It's I mean, just thinking about, I have goosebumps. I mean, and all of that is included for you. You don't need to pay an extra, right? And that's really what I think makes an amazing vacation, an amazing guest experience on board our ships. So whether you go for our Broadway shows that I've just showed you, or one of our home produced shows that would be in the ice skating rink, that would be in the aqua theater or the aquadome, or even in the theater, you're always sure to have an absolute amazing time. And if shows are not your things, or maybe if you'd like to continue the evening after the show or start earlier before the show, we also have amazing nightlife solution all around the ships that we have. We have some casinos, some theme parties, some live music and dancing, as well as beautiful cocktails and amazing wine. And this is why I think that you should have a conversation with your CA North and East Ontario advisor to customize your experience. Because again, you want to make sure that you're going to have the right inclusions, that you're going to have what really matters to you for your vacation. You want one plug? Well, don't buy the Wi-Fi package. That's as simple as that, right? You want to be connected because you want to share the beautiful things. Then you can customize again your vacation, whether it be an internet package, a spa package, a photo package, or a drink package. This is something that you're going to be able to have a conversation about with your CA Northeast Ontario advisor. And one of the things that you're going to be doing with your advisor is look at your Royal Caribbean loyalty, as well as your celebrity loyalty and your Silver Sea loyalty, because all three loyalty programs within the larger Royal Caribbean group, they actually have a cross recognition between the three loyalty. Maybe you've never sailed on Royal Caribbean, but maybe you're already a diamond and you don't know. And if you're a diamond, what happens? Well, You have your own lounge, you have your own concierge, and you have four complimentary drinks per person per day, any bar, any restaurant, anytime. And you don't even need to pay the gratuities on these drinks because they are truly offered graciously by Royal Caribbean to thank you for your loyalty. You see how important it is to team up with an advisor to make sure that your needs are understood and your needs are met. Of course, your advisor at CA North and East Ontario is going to be able to plan your trip, help you understand the various promotions that there are on the market right now. So whether it be a kid sale free, whether it be a 60% off second guest, any of these promotions, they're going to be able to sit down and give you the best rate and even more because they have some exclusive amenities. And that's one of the things that I was looking forward to, that particular part of the presentation. Because let me tell you this, if you are in the market today to buy a Royal Caribbean adventure, a Royal Caribbean vacation, no other organization can offer you sparkling wine, chocolate covered strawberries, onboard credit, and an 8 by 10 photo, absolutely offered graciously because you are dealing with CA North and East Ontario. Very few people realize the leverage that the CA clubs have with Royal Caribbean. When you think that there's a club virtually in every province across Canada, same thing in the United States, when these guys sit at the negotiation table with us on your behalf, this is what they're getting. And this is what you would not get if you were to call us directly, right? Remember, you are one when you call us. Whereas when you team up with ACA North and East Ontario, now you're a team. Now you have the power of this organization behind you, supporting you, and also making sure that you're going to make the right choice. Now, I know that I've thrown so many prices and price comparisons at you during this presentation. As a matter of fact, I think I was, yeah, at 14. Well, let's add three more just for the road. Allure of the Seas, love that ship. Six Night Western Caribbean from Fort Lauderdale. You can pay either 1,100 or 1045. Sometimes the difference in price is not that big, but don't forget that you have the sparkling wine, the chocolate covered strawberries, the onboard credit, the photo, and something else also that you get on select sailings is you get a refundable deposit. A refundable deposit, I think, is one of the big advantages, especially in this day and age, right? You want to be able to plan ahead of time, but then you don't know how things may pan out, either from a family perspective, from a job perspective. There are so many unknowns in the world that maybe you want to have that option, right? And this is exactly what a CA North and East Ontario advisor can help you with. They can find for you the right ship, the right date, the right category, the right price that will offer you a refundable deposit option. And this to me is one of the best advantages. Symphony of the Seas, love that ship. I know I love them all. September the 6th, 69 Western Caribbean from Galveston, because I also wanted to showcase some of the departure ports that we have. Galveston, Texas is an amazing port. We have our own terminal that we custom built for us. Category 4D, which is an ocean view balcony, either 1500 with Royal Caribbean or 1278 with CA North and East Ontario. And one last Serenade of the Seas that's going to be sailing out of San Diego. There's actually a little bit of a typo. I wrote Los Angeles, but no, 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 no. Serenade is actually from San Diego. And she's going to be sailing to the port of La Paz in Baja, Mexico. Ocean View Balcony Category 4D. It's either 1449 or 1370. And again, all of the prices that are presented to you today were valid today. I've looked at them today. They were available. I presented them to you in Canadian dollars per guest in double occupancy, cruise only, right? So you need to add the air, the insurance, but But this is something that your advisor is going to do for you, right? Because they're so used to matching the right air, the right pre-cruise hotel, the right insurance program. You're going to be extremely well looked after when you team up with a CA North and East Ontario. That's what I had for you tonight. Stay on, stay tuned. We're not finished with the presentation because right now I want to give the mic back to Karen.
That was incredible, Eric. So not only your new beach clubs, such exciting updates, but I also just wanted to really explain all those incredible examples that Eric shared tonight. CAA has basically blocked and contracted some exclusive cruise pricing just for our members. It's a fairly new program that we've been working with Royal Caribbean over this past year. As you can see, the saving is substantial, plus those incredible CA member benefits. It's absolutely wonderful, and we truly thank you for that partnership. That's great, Eric. So we have a few questions before we go on. I'm just going to read the first one here is I don't like large ships. Too many passengers, gadgets and toys. My ideal cruise is on a ship with about 3,000 passengers. And of course,
Yes.
destinations matter. What can you offer me?
Vision class, Voyager class. They're 2000 or rating class even. Vision class is a 2000 guest, Radiance class is a 2200 guest ship, and Voyager class is a 3000 guest ship. So between Voyager class 5 ships, Radiance 4 ships, and Vision class 3 ships, we're now at 12 ships. Yeah, almost half of the fleet that will be able to give you the experience that you're looking for. But I would tell you this, the way that our larger ships are designed, you will oftentimes be roaming the Royal Promenade or the Surfside, the boardwalk, and you'll probably stop in your track and wonder, but where is everybody? Right? Because those ships are so well designed. Also remember that we have adult only areas. Balcony is your best place to evade. I mean, just get away from the crowd. There's no crowd, but get away from it all and just relax on your balcony. And even better, if you choose to sail in a suite, you have a whole neighborhood dedicated just for our suite guests. So you can really have your small ship experience within a larger ship that will offer you more entertainment, more activities, more dining options. So you can really have your cake and eat it too.
Absolutely great point, Eric. One of our travel consultants just came back off the Star of the Seas, and that's 7,000 passengers. Is that correct?
That's right.
She said not once was there a lineup, not once did she feel it was crowded ever. So that's very exciting news.
It's a
Okay.
science.
All right. So next question is, do you leave from Fort Lauderdale?
Of course we do.
Yeah.
As you saw, we leave from so many different ports. Fort Lauderdale, Miami, Port Canaveral, Galveston, Los Angeles, San Diego, and the ports in Europe. So Fort Lauderdale is one of our busiest home ports. You will always find a solution out of FLL.
Excellent. And from my personal experience, I was just in Fort Lauderdale checking out a new ship last month, and it was a very seamless experience, very hassle-free and very welcoming. That was great to see. All right, next question. Do you have a dress code on the ships? Too many cruises have become way too casual and a lot of different choices of dress on board.
I think that we're trying to walk that fine line, right? I'm sure that you remember me saying so many times during the presentation that we're a vacation option, right? We're a vacation product. Of course, you're going to find venues where there is virtually no dress code. I'll give you an example, the buffet area. Yes, we're asking you not to wear swimsuits. Like that's pretty much a minimum, right? And don't come into the buffet area bare-chested. That's also a minimum. But other than that, you're going to want to fit in some of the restaurants that we have, and especially the higher end restaurants, I would tell you. The higher end restaurants, such as the Empire Supper Club that we have, which is a 14-course meal with a jazz trio that's in front of you for a maximum of 56 guests. You get the idea, right? Everybody is, I don't want to say suited up, but everybody has its own interpretation of chic, and it works extremely well.
Great. Okay, I think that's it for the questions for now. So as Eric also mentioned was, working with your CA travel counselor. So they are going to ask you the right questions and really get to know you to find the perfect ship and the perfect destination for you. Working with your travel counselor, and again, it's your choice if you want to come in and see us in person, give us a call or work online, whichever you prefer. And of course, the incredible CA Vacations program, the exclusive cruise pricing that we have with Royal Caribbean. Essentially, we are your one-stop shop for all of your travel needs, and of course, your travel insurance will help you with that as well too. So on the very left-hand side of your screen there, you're going to see a little QR code. If you scan over that, you can see our upcoming travel events that will be online in January. And I know some of our travel stores are doing throughout the season, they're doing some in-store presentations as well. So you can register right there. As I mentioned, booking an appointment, if we want to come in and see us in person, do it over the phone or online, save some time and we'll block space for you to make it super easy and convenient. And if you want to share this presentation or view our past presentation with any of your friends and family, that is our QR code on the right side to see the presentations on our website. And this presentation will be up in a day or two. All right, let me check. There's no other questions. So that was a lot of great information. Again, your CA travel counselor will be the key to just going through all of the incredible exclusive pricing that we have with Royal Caribbean. And Eric, I thank you very much. Very exciting times for Royal Caribbean, and I know next year we're having a banner year again. It's fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me, Karen, and looking forward to seeing you all on a Royal Caribbean vacation.
Wonderful. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Have a great evening.